Hey everyone, welcome back to Ytw2 is deadlier than ever. This is part 6, and this is probably the longest, because it's the final one. If you haven't seen the other parts, please watch it. Let's get started. It was now the late year of the 2010s. Both allies and Axis powers are still struggling in the West Classian front. Meanwhile, in the Metonic front, the Serene NQI Empire and the Dana Republic have attacked 3 allied countries. Some of the Dana Marine Corps use high-speed tanks with bayonets. It was nicknamed Operation Modern Cavalry. The name came from their high-speed tanks with bayonets, similar to a cavalry. Now we return to the West Classian front. Tons of decisions are making, no matter how much they plan. So the Allies decided to use anthrax again. Thousands of Axis soldiers, or even Allied soldiers, have got anthrax, and they also got a rare condition called panda eye. It was a look when anthrax infects the eye, causing it to darken, making them look like a panda. It was a popular look in Ytw2, and thousands got them. Now, back to the Metonic front again. The dictatorship attacked a beach city in Scarfenboden. The city was named St. Ludsden. It was brutal for Scarfenboden. The Scarfen army tried to use anti-aircraft guns and field guns to take the dictatorship down, but it was no match for its strength and might. St. Ludsden was completely destroyed by jets and laser cannons. As you can see in this image, the dictatorship is attacking St. Ludsden with laser cannons, similar to Star Wars. The year was 2020 now. Back with the West Classian front again. The Talons invaded the eastern part of the Daguerre Republic. The Daguerre army fell back to their capital. The capital was named Wilmington. It was pretty much urban warfare, and it was a struggle in the battle. Thousands of residents fled the capital, but with the help of GTU's allies, they finally kicked out the Talons once and for all. As you can see in this photo, the Daguerre soldiers in Wilmington are not alone walking. Their uniforms also evolved. In fact, most of all of the allies and Axis powers uniforms are evolving. Once they kicked out the Talons, the residents from Wilmington returned. Now back to the German front, or the Hamid front. The Trilla Empire was still struggling in the battle, and the Allies think if they don't help the Trilla Empire, they will lose. So they deployed Marine Corps in Bosnia Beach. Once the Axis powers saw what the Allies were doing, they sailed and they defend the army from the Allies, as well as the full-scale invasion of Hamid. It was nicknamed Operation E-Day, which was very similar to D-Day. Once the Allies made it to the beach, the Axis powers opened fire immediately. It was pretty much a devastating battle for both Allies and Axis powers. Before that, there were a lot of things that occurred during the war. A Fianna soldier named Robert Lewis was assassinated by a UTV officer. Her name was Kason Pador. They were having a pistol standoff on the top of a roof of a small town. But Robert lost the battle and was shot 3 times in the chest, and then 1 shot in the head. He fell off the roof and then fell off a car with a loud thud. Date of death, March 10th, 2019. The Democratic Republic of Clasia also made throwbacks when GCU was making very unique inventions, such as the Mega Stuka, the double-head tank, the murder truck, and the flying base. And there was a creepy and unsettling event that had occurred. The soldiers had no longer just normal and intense shell shock. This was over the limit. This was full Flickby shell shock. Yes, you heard me. They literally turned to Flickby from Happy Tree Friends. This shell shock got into them so much that they turned insane, evil, and ruthless. They mostly brutally murdered all enemy soldiers they see. And at the end of the war, when their PTSD is triggered, they will attack someone. Like this photo of the Allies trying to kill someone. This condition was named the Flickby Shell Shock. Battle went on cities through cities, as well as the Matonic Front and the Hamid Front, till they reached the ultimate final battle in the West Classian Front. It took place on a field with no name. Once they got there, all of the entire Axis powers and allies charged at each other. They used bayonets, flamethrowers, bombs, planes, helicopters, and all of their military weapons and bombs. All of them. I mean all of them at once. As you can see in this photo, the Axis powers and allies are charging each other. The smoke behind them is millions of soldiers because I'm too lazy to draw them. This was the most deadliest fight in Ytw2. No wonder this was the final battle. Millions or even trillions of soldiers have been sent to fight the final battle. But the final battle was only just the beginning. All the Axis powers and allies had their last straw, and they decided they snapped. And then a nuclear war has begun, ending the planet Ytw as we know it. Well, not really, it was just really bad. As you can see in this photo, all the Axis powers and allies are getting nuked, as well as the Matonic Front, the Hamid Front, and the German Front. Well, you can't exactly see them. There isn't actually photos yet of them getting nuked. Millions of people died in the nuclear blast. Some of them survived because of the bunkers. I don't want to set the world on fire, or We'll Meet Again, or any kinds of songs that are related to the end of the world will eventually play in the background. If it's kinda well with the end of Utara, not really though. But people say We'll Meet Again song fits the most. As you can see, the capital of Jovan, Wanshai, is getting nuked. Soldiers immediately hide in the trenches during the final battle. As they did, they need to be completely covered up. They use tukis, gloves, and gas masks to protect them from radiation, making sure no skin is showing. As you can see, I took a photo from World War I to make it look like their uniform. After 10 days later, after the nuclear blast, Justin C. Kennedy made a speech. He said this: "The planet Utara shall not fall into nuclear holocaust. We got a lot of work to do, fellas." The speech was held in central Brightopolis, and it was heard around the world. And the soldiers in the unknown field also signed the peace treaty. As you can see, a Talon soldier and a Classine soldier giving handshakes to each other, finally making peace. As the world comes to peace, the Classian government will send 10 trillions of speed builder bots to repair the world. Some of the empires were completed, like the Trilla Empire, the Empire of Jovan, and the Serini NQY, as well as the UTV. But meanwhile, in colonized Fian, the countries who colonize it don't want to form the empire, so they turn the country into a classist. Manchurian, also known as my country version of my friend, also bordering the classist Fian, so it also became a classist. And ending the communist nations of Hamid, Sherman, and the Matonic Republic. Ytw2, August 4th, 2014 to June 25th, 2022. 68 million deaths. That's the end of the story. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this. By the way, this is the final part, so The end. I'll see you Sunday.